Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. To make this crochet v-neck ribbed sweater, you will need a weight 3 yarn, a 5mm hook and a 4.5 hook. In this video, I show how to make a size small. For all other sizes, you can find it on my blog, crochetwithcarrie.com. The yarn I used was Drops Cotton Light. I used about 8 to 9 balls for a size small. So with your 5mm crochet hook, chain 64. This initial chain will determine the length of your sweater, so add more chains if you want. Half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then half double crochet into every chain all the way to the end. At the end of the row, chain 1 and then turn your work. So now we're going to be working into the back loops. These are your back loops right there. So place a half double crochet into the back loop of every stitch all the way to the end. So you're going to repeat this row until you have a total of 17 rows completed. That's 17 rows from the very beginning. So we're going to be working across instead of up the way. So keep going until you have 17 rows completed. So once you have your 17 rows completed, you should have a piece that looks like this. Now you might be thinking to yourself, this is too short for a sweater. How could I possibly wear this? But don't forget, we're going to be adding a ribbed hem at the very end. So for your next row, chain 1, and now we're going to start decreasing, but we're still going to be working into the back loops of every stitch. So now we're going to do a half double crochet 3 together. So yarn over, insert your hook into that first stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, and then yarn over and pull through all loops. Then continue placing a half double crochet into the back loops all the way to the end. So for row 19, chain 1, turn your work. We're going to be working into the back loops only, and place 1 half double crochet all the way across until 3 stitches remain. So here we are at the end of the row. We have 3 stitches remaining. So now we're going to do a half double crochet 3 together. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull your yarn through, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull your yarn through, yarn over, insert your hook into the next, and then pull your yarn through, and then yarn over and pull through all loops. So you're going to keep repeating rows 18 and 19 until you reach row 32. So once you reach row 32, your piece should look like this. As you can see, we're starting to form the V-neck on one side. So now we're going to start increasing. So continuing on from where we are now, we're going to half double crochet all the way up until one stitch remains. So once you have that done, into this very last stitch, we're going to place 3 half double crochets. For row 34, chain 1 and then turn your work. Into that very first stitch, place 3 half double crochets. Then half double crochet into every stitch to the end. So now you're going to repeat rows 33 and 34 until you reach row 47. So when you reach row 47, your piece would look like this. So now we're going to do 17 rows of just regular half double crochet. So once you have your 17 rows of half double crochet completed, we're going to start working on the bottom edge. So we're going to single crochet all the way across. So turn your piece upside down and we're going to single crochet at the end of every row. So there's your row, single crochet on top of that and then in between every row. So you're going to place a single crochet all the way across. So chain 1, single crochet on top of the first row, then single crochet in between that row and the next row, and repeat that all the way across. So once you've reached the other side, we're going to change hooks. So grab your 4.5 crochet hook. And now we're going to start working on the ribbed band. So we're going to chain 14. Then single crochet into the second chain from the hook. And then single crochet into the next 12 chains. So once you've reached the end, we're going to turn our work slightly like so. And we're going to skip that first single crochet and then into the next place a slip stitch and then slip stitch into the next stitch. So now turn your work and then working into the back loop, place a single crochet into the next 13 stitches. So make sure that you don't insert your hook into the 2 slip stitches that you just made. Work into the single crochets. So place 1 single crochet into the back loop of the next 13 single crochets. So when you reach the end, chain 1 and then turn your work. And then you're going to single crochet across the next 13 single crochets, of course working into the back loops only. So once you have that done, we're going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So you're going to repeat that, turn your work, then you're going to single crochet into the next 13 single crochets. When you reach the end, chain 1, turn your work, then single crochet into the next 13 stitches and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So you're going to repeat that over and over again until you have the entire bottom edge completed. So now fasten off and put to one side, and it's time for your back panel. I'm not going to show you in depth how to do the back panel. It's pretty straightforward. I chained 89, half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, half double crochet to the end. Then I did 64 rows of half double crochet in total, of course working into the back loops only. Then at the bottom I single crocheted the bottom edge just like I did with the front, and then I changed back to my 4.5mm crochet hook for the ribbing. The ribbing is done the exact same way as the front panel. So for the sleeve, using the 5mm crochet hook, I chained 65, half double crochet into the second chain from the hook. I did a total of 32 rows of half double crochet. Once you have your 32 rows of half double crochet in the back loops only, we're going to change back to our 4.5mm crochet hook. And now we're going to single crochet all the way across. So chain 1, and we're going to single crochet on top of every row, but we're not going to single crochet in between rows like we did with the front panel and the back panel. We're just doing it on top of every row. So there's a row there, so single crochet on top of that. Then move on to your next row and single crochet on top of that. So continue that all the way across. So once you've single crocheted all the way across, we're going to start the ribbed cuff now. So begin by chaining 9. Then single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet into every chain all the way down along. So now you should have 8 single crochet. So we're going to turn our work around. And then we're going to skip that first single crochet and then into the next place 1 slip stitch. And then slip stitch into the next stitch. Turn your work. And then you're going to work into the back loop of the next 8 single crochet. Make sure that you don't work into the 2 slip stitches that you've just done. Just work into the 8 single crochets. So repeat that. We're going to chain 1 and then turn our work, and then we're going to single crochet into the back loop of the next 8 single crochet. Then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Then turn your work, then work into the next 8 single crochet into the back loops only. Once you reach the end, chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into the next 8, and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. And you're going to repeat that all the way across the bottom edge of your sleeve. So fasten off and leave a long tail. So now we're going to lay our front panel on top of our back panel, and we're going to stitch all the way across our shoulder right there and then on the other side. You can use a yarn needle or you can slip stitch across or single crochet, it's all up to you. So at the end you should have something that looks like this. So now lay your piece out flat like this, make sure that it's the wrong side facing up. Then grab a sleeve and fold it in half just to find the centre stitch, and then mark it with a stitch marker. Open it up and you're going to line that stitch marker with your shoulder seam and then just connect. And then you're going to stitch all the way across. When you're stitching it, I suggest that you just stretch it out a little bit on both sides of your stitch marker and then stitch. Then fold your sweater over and stitch down along the edges. I stopped just above where the ribbed hemline is of the sweater. You can just keep going all the way down if you want, but I just stopped there. And then do the same for the other side. So now we're going to attach our yarn into the centre, and we're going to single crochet all the way around using our 5mm crochet hook. So just insert your hook into the centre of that V and then just pull your yarn through and just make a knot. Insert your hook, pull your yarn through, chain 1, and then single crochet all the way around your neckline. So once you've single crocheted all the way around, we're going to just slip stitch into the first single crochet that we made. So now change back to your 4.5mm crochet hook and chain 6. Then single crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then single crochet into the next 4 chains. Then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. Then turn your work and then working into the back loop, work 5 single crochet. Then chain 1 and then turn your work, work 5 single crochet into the back loops. Then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. So you're going to repeat that, turn your work, single crochet into the next 5 stitches, then chain 1, single crochet all the way back, and then slip stitch into the next 2 stitches, and repeat that all the way around your neckline. So once you reach the other side, your neckline should look like this. So now we're going to fasten off and leave a long tail. Then you're going to insert your tail into a yarn needle. Then you're going to fold your left side over so that it's in line with the seam on the other side, like so, and then just stitch that into place. So when you have that all stitched in together, you can just secure it in the inside and then cut your yarn, weave in any ends that you have, and that's your sweater completed. Don't forget the free written pattern will be on my blog, and there you will find other sizes. It's crochetwithcarrie.com. So until next time, take care.